This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised as some cases contain graphic content. We mean no disrespect to anyone we discuss in this podcast except our exes. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. However, we will be expressing our personal opinions. Buckle up, Buttercup.
Hey everybody, it's Cynthia.
And I'm Wes, and this is Love and Luminol, a true crime podcast.
Yay! Hopefully all the issues we've been having lately, we can get an episode out, video and audio together.
Last time it worked out, so...
Hopefully.
Hopefully it keeps it up.
The phone don't die.
Yeah.
But today we're going to talk about Garth Rector.
Rector?
Yep.
Damn near killed her.
Sound familiar?
No.
Well, let's get into it.
All right, here we go.
Main thing you want to talk about before we get started?
Nope.
We got book talk coming out later, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so you guys can tune into TikTok and check that book review out.
Yeah, that one is,
Interesting one.
yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, check it out anyway. But Garth Rector is a 48-year-old man, nicknamed Buddy.
Buddy.
And that's him.
All right.
Her mother was Marilyn Rector. She was 79. I mean, he was 48, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's her and his father.
Okay.
But Mr. Garth was a popular high school wrestling coach. So he coached high school wrestling.
Alrighty.
Picture him outside the school, it looks like. He came from a family of high school wrestlers. So wrestling was a thing in his family. He coached at local high schools, including Central High School. And he also worked in dining services at Ball State University. So this was in Muncie, Indiana.
As soon as you said Ball State, I'm
knew.
like, it's Indiana.
Yep. This guy's in Muncie, Indiana.
All right.
Where's that way up north? Sounds
I don't
familiar.
know.
I don't think
I know
we've
it's
been
in
there.
I don't know where it is exactly, but... Yep.
Heard of it.
Yep.
But he lived in the Delaware County, the town of Cowan.
Cohen.
Yep.
Okay.
Married Angie Sue when he was 21 years old in 1981.
Good old Angie Sue.
These names sound... Garth Jean and then Angie
Garth
Sue.
Jean and Angie Sue.
That sounds like Indiana.
Yeah, it does.
Well, that's him and Angie Sue. Typical blonde, suburban mom-looking lady.
Yeah.
He's a high school coach. She probably walks the dog in the morning. It looks like. Is that New York fan? New York?
Yeah. Indiana, New York, huh?
Oh, well. To each their own. In 1983, they had their daughter, and they did everything together. He loved his little girl. It was a daddy's girl. But we're going to jump to March 21st of 2008.
Okay.
And he'd been separated from Angie Sue since October of 2007. It was his choice. They had one daughter together. She was now 23-year-old April Sanchez.
Okay.
What?
I don't know. Last name just... I guess
you off?
you have...
That's why I stuttered. I was like,
Sanchez.
Yeah,
Okay.
but she's now 23 years old. And she's now a Sanchez. And right there's a picture of her with him.
New York
New
again.
York fan, yep. But pretty girl. And friends and family say he was going through a midlife crisis around this time, so he hit that infamous midlife crisis, buying some random stuff, out on dates,
Separating from the wife.
separated from the wife, a lot of things.
Yeah.
Even though he dated during his separation, he was hoping an upcoming family trip to California would rekindle the relationship with his ex-wife.
Interesting.
I know.
Been
He's
on a
like,
few
midlife
dates, but
crisis
we need
over.
to make this work.
He's like, this midlife crisis is over. But he had an older sister named Marty, and she was retiring from the Marines. And that's
Okay.
Marty. So she's in the Marines, and she's retiring from it, so he planned on going to San Diego to celebrate, because she was having a party at her house in Carlsbad, wherever that is.
Okay.
So she's having a party. There's some family. It looks like her parents,
Yeah.
and then somebody. Angie?
Maybe.
Because he said
Shortened
an
her hair.
upcoming trip to California, so that would be this.
Yeah. Shortened her hair a little bit.
Yeah, so that's his ex-wife, his sister, and his parents.
Well, they're separated, so it's not ex-wife. It's
Yeah.
his wife.
His wife, whatever. Intended ex, rekindling with that.
Yep.
And he had a younger sister, Angie Mock. Which is weird because his sister and his wife were both named Angie.
Different.
Mm-hmm. But she'd already left for the event, so her younger sister was heading that way. Garth never left for the Indianapolis airport. He never made his flight. Yep, he left work 30 minutes later than usual. He clocked out at 3:30 and stopped by the market to get snacks for the trip.
Okay.
And he got home about 5 p.m. He told Angie Mock, that's his sister, that he was going to set an alarm for 11, get up and shower, pack everything in the car, and head out to pick up his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's going with him. When Angie, the sister, got to Marty's, Marty told her to come up to the apartment saying, quote, I need you to sit down. I need to tell you something. Garth's been shot and he's dead. So when the younger sister got to the older sister, she's like, I need you to sit down. I got to tell you something. She said, Garth's been shot. He's
Okay.
dead. Yeah. And of course, his wife got there too, and his wife immediately goes into hysterics. It was alleged that he was in a relationship with his landlord at the time.
Okay.
During this trip, yeah.
That's how you pay for rent.
Probably, I don't know. And the landlord, I guess, was wandering through or whatever, and she noticed that the lights of his rental home were off at the time he was supposed to be packing for the trip.
Okay.
So the landlord lady's like, I noticed his lights were off, but he should have been
That boy's
packing.
supposed to be packing. What's
Yep.
going on?
What's he doing? Still asleep. So she went over to make sure that he actually was awake. He got up. A few feet inside the door, she saw grocery bags just drop down on the floor.
His snacks for the trip.
Yep. She made her way into the house, and she saw Garth laying on the kitchen floor dead.
The fuck?
Yeah, so the landlord found him. That's when she called 911 around 10 p.m.
Okay.
Yep. The coroner for the case was James Clevenger.
If you
My
say
last
so.
name sounds familiar, but
Clevenger?
yeah, I don't know why.
Doesn't sound familiar to me. If I had to put my Clevenger on it, doesn't sound familiar.
Don't sound familiar to you? The coroner's report indicated Garth was shot 5 times. Twice in the neck, once each in the back and right shoulder, and once in the right forearm.
Suicide.
Did it to himself.
It's usually how these go.
Yeah.
You're shot in the back and the neck and all different
Stabbed
ways.
20 times in the back of the head.
Suicide.
Can't believe she'd done that to herself.
It's always suicide.
Yeah. But one of the bullets caused a cervical spine fracture. Others struck his right lung and his liver.
Yeah.
James said Garth likely died within, quote, seconds of being shot. I'd say so.
Yeah.
There was no controlled substances in his system. His blood alcohol was 0.11, so nothing unusual. The Indiana driver with an Indiana driver with a reading of .08 or greater is considered driving drunk in this state. So he would have been drunk driving,
Yeah.
but not toasted.
Above the legal limit.
Yeah. Only witness was his 6-month-old pit bull, Dulcie.
What did she have to say?
I don't know. I don't think they interviewed her, but that's her. She's cute.
Yeah.
From what I can see from this picture reconstruction. It looks like a little white pit bull pup. But she witnessed some shit.
Hope she got some therapy.
Garth's wedding ring was missing from his finger.
Okay.
Nothing else was missing from the home.
Just the wedding ring.
Just his wedding ring. There was a side door on attached garage. The window on that door was broken, and it looked like the possible point of entry.
Alrighty.
He was still wearing his winter coat. He lived kind of in a rural area. His other neighbor lived about 1,000 feet away from him. So decently spaced out, I guess.
Indiana country.
Yep. And it was the kind of like back hills neighborhood where a car would pass his house maybe once every couple hours.
Okay.
So way out in the back.
That's
there.
way out, yeah.
Yep. But 2 witnesses described seeing a car back out of Garth's driveway at the time of his murder. Because, nothing else going on out there. You got to watch the traffic.
You gotta watch the neighbors.
You got to watch what's going on.
You see a car go in the neighbor's driveway. I mean, it's something to... You gotta get the popcorn out and take a look.
They're like Kato. 5:28 p.m.
5:28 p.m. Saw the car backing out.
Yep. Ain't got nothing else to do out there.
Mm-hmm.
However, one said it was a silver car and the other said it was black. So one of them's blind as shit.
They had a dirty window. I'm gonna go with silver.
I'll go with silver. The Delaware County Sheriff's investigator on the case was Kurt Waltauer. The prosecutor on the case was Jeffrey Arnold. And they had multiple suspects in this case. So they had a few avenues.
Okay.
He was seeing several women. So he had several. So he had plenty of angry boyfriends and husbands on his tail. These women weren't single. Midlife crisis.
I feel you.
And Angie said, quote...
I was waiting for you to go, what?
I just got that. Like, what the hell? Angie said, quote, women like Garth and Garth like women. I mean, that's pretty straightforward there.
Just a living for the minute.
Garth was having an affair years prior with a coworker.
Okay.
So her husband became a person of interest. And he refused to cooperate with police.
He's like, I'm glad a motherfucker's dead. I ain't talking, no.
I ain't telling you nothing. Lord. Another suspect was the lady who owned the home he was renting, the landlord, girlfriend lady. She was the one to find the body, but she fully cooperated. But people were suspicious of her story regardless. It was suspected that Garth and her were no longer dating. They broke up. However, it is known that she wanted the relationship more than he did. So not sure if they were dating or he was just drifting away from her. Yet she knew details about his upcoming trip. She knew where he was going. People also suggested that the pair were on good terms since she was his landlord and lived just 200 feet away from him. She was a neighbor. Her ex-fiancé was also a suspect.
No.
Yeah, he was devastated over the breakup, and he still wore the engagement ring. Stalker.
Someone needs to get over it.
Yep. He was also an avid gun collector. Who in Indiana isn't?
True that.
And he was recently dumped, so they don't really go together well. He also missed work the day Garth died, and he never misses work.
He never misses work.
And he missed that day.
That boy had the flu and came every day.
But he did cooperate, and he passed the polygraph, so what can he do? Just his alibi was shitty. He claimed to be visiting family members around the time of Garth's murder. But he was not known to actively visit his family, and all but one of the family members he claimed to visit was not home at the time. So just one family member was home that he claimed to visit out of the names he gave.
I was
And he
seeing.
usually don't
I was
visit.
seeing Johnny. I was seeing Billy. I was seeing Jeanette. They all said, you know, it's been good to see you. Hadn't seen you in a while. Blah blah blah. We all had a nice glass of iced tea. Had some chats.
They asked them, they're like, who?
We weren't home that day. Shit. We were out.
We were busy. We were doing other shit.
We were out drinking iced tea.
He claimed to have left work early due to being sick and then went to visit his critically ill father. So he claimed he left work because he's sick, but he was going to share that virus with his critically ill dad.
That seems smart.
Yeah. He said he only stayed for 5 minutes, though, so just 5 minutes of virus sharing. That's about
okay. That's like
just that.
He's got some breathing issues, but I got COVID, so I'm gonna come on in there and visit.
For just 5 minutes, though.
It's just 5 minutes. It won't be long. It won't be an issue.
He grabbed him some lunch, then went to see his brother. Still ill.
Spreading that virus.
Yep. His brother was not home and hadn't talked to his brother in years.
The fuck? Why is he visiting him?
No, his brother's like, what? He visited me?
It's like, I ain't seen that guy in like 5 years.
Then he said he went to his daughter's home, but his daughter wasn't home. And then he said he just went home. So he visited his critically ill dad while he was sick. Visited his brother, but his brother said he wasn't home and he ain't seen him for years. Visited his daughter, who said she wasn't home, and then he just went home. That's where it was.
He had an eventful day.
It was a lot of sharing and caring in that day.
A lot of iced teas.
Police were only able to confirm that he went to his father's house for 5 minutes. That's about all they could get confirmed. Police never eliminated him as a suspect to this day.
Wow.
Yeah. However, he died.
Well, that's it for that. Hope you guys liked the episode. Feel free to like and subscribe. No.
That's that.
That's it.
There's a walk called Garth Walk at Policeman's Park across from Muncie City Hall.
Okay.
And his family offered $10,000 reward for information leading to somebody getting arrested. Because to this day, nobody's been arrested. And there's part of that walk. And then, I don't know if those are supposed to be purple or blue. This photo app kind of gets the two confused.
I always wondered, like, just an odd question, but what's a walk gonna do? I don't understand the concept.
Raise awareness, I think.
Oh, okay.
Draw attention to his case.
We're just gonna walk.
With balloons and banners, and it's like a protest.
I guess.
Sometimes they walk for money or something, too.
I've seen those for like different charities and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like they get donations for every mile they walk or
For
whatever
a reward
like that.
for an arrest or something, but also, I assume because of all the balloons and T-shirts, it's to raise awareness.
I guess.
Because it's probably getting colder and colder.
Yeah.
And there's, the shirts say Gary Walk, and they're passing out donuts or something. Yeah, it looks like boxes of donuts.
That's Krispy Kreme right there. I know by the box.
He said, I know that. I know that box of donuts a mile away. That's Krispy Kreme
That's
donuts
Krispy
right
Kreme
there.
right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid's just trying to get across there to pay his parking ticket.
Uh-huh.
He's like, what the going on?
Man, we're in Indiana. Earlier they had New York stuff on. The guy back there's got a Michigan coat on. People just
Don't know what to root for.
I don't know.
Confused over up there. But his mother had a stroke a few weeks after he was killed and now suffers from vascular dementia.
Oh.
So, yeah, she had a stroke after his murder. This case was featured on the July 14th, 2021 episode of Unsolved Mysteries podcast.
There's an Unsolved Mysteries podcast?
There is.
Well.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Right there's the advertisement for it. Unsolved Mysteries podcast, Silent Witness.
Well, look at that.
Because,
Available
of
on
course-
Apple Podcasts.
Yeah. Because, his dog was a silent witness.
Yeah.
Old Dulcie.
Because dogs don't talk.
Clever.
Either that or it was so silent that it
Clever.
didn't even bark at the person doing it.
Right. Good dog. They featured this quote from his sister, Angie. And it says, quote, in no way do I believe that it was a robbery gone bad. I believe the person or persons planned it. I believe they calculated it. It is unsettling to me that they are still out there, and it really makes me angry. I don't ever want that person or those people to think that they got away with it.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I'm pretty sure they did too. And there's his memorial. And it actually has their signatures on it, which I thought was pretty cool. And something that's different. Problem is, what if I can't read? How are you going to read that name? I can see hers probably says...
Well, the names are at the top, too.
Oh, Garth, but
And then hers
is
on the other
Angela.
yeah.
But she
And
signed Angie Sue.
Yeah. But the last name's in the middle, and their first names are on the sides.
No middle?
Most people don't pay attention to the middle name.
What is wrong with people?
The only problem I have with this is somebody can take that picture, scan it, and now they have their signatures, and they can go on pretending like these are living people and commit some fraud.
Well, you got the mind of a
I'm just saying.
Ocean's 11 member.
And you got birthdays, you got dates they were married. Like you got a lot of information on this.
Information right there.
Yeah, and you know the dog's name because it's a famous case, so that's probably a password at some point or a security question.
Damn, I'm scared.
I'm just saying.
My issue is that dirt on there, or did he actually draw a smiley face?
I think he drew a smiley face.
Wow. That's interesting. There's pictures on there, her pictures on there.
They did what you did with the, for your dad, for the...
On the cup?
Yeah. They basically found, like, old stuff and scanned it. And put it on the tombstone.
Each their own, I guess.
And that's why there's a smiley face, because when he did that signature, it was probably on a birthday card or something like that, and it had a smiley face. I'm going to go with the daughter. A birthday card to the daughter.
Oh. I thought you were going to say the daughter did it. I was like, what?
I mean, it could be, but I don't know. I don't have any information on that.
No.
Look at you just throwing innocent people under the bus.
Well, I don't know. That's what I thought you were
She's
saying.
like, it's the daughter.
No, because you said, my bet is it's the daughter. And usually you say that about who you think's the...
No, I was talking about the daughter had a birthday card.
Yeah, but you were talking about the birthday card signature. I went straight
You just jumping to conclusions over
I
here.
just went straight to your guess. It was the daughter in the dining room with the candlestick. But that's the case, still unsolved, so who knows? I know, it's awful. But, that's it. Thoughts to his family, and hopefully it gets solved.
I do have a question though. I mean, they were separated and possibly getting a divorce, but they're like, she has a plot ready there for when she goes.
Oh yeah, she's probably thinking, I don't want to buy my own.
What if she gets remarried?
Well, they're going to add him in the middle, I guess. I don't know. Like, it's probably already paid for. She's like, I got it. They probably already have her face and her signature and her birth date on there, so she's probably like, shit.
I guess that's where I'm going to be.
Yeah. What am I going to do?
If I get married again, well, that dude's going to
Bury
just
him
have to
next to
find his
me.
own spot somewhere else.
He's going to be out there on his own.
He's going to be by himself.
Because they probably just added his death date, and those were already there and done. You never know. What you gonna do? You can black out. You can put a big, like, scrape that out, color that in, and it can be a sister, I guess, Angie.
I guess you could, but there's a picture there too. You'll have to.
You'll have to take that off too.
It's going to be a process.
It's gonna be a lot of white now. A black Sharpie.
And she may not have that same last name.
Oh, she don't. Her last name starts with an M.
There you go.
She's just gonna have to be buried there. I'm sorry.
New husband's just going to have to find his own place.
Or I'd get cremated and buried with the new husband.
Just add the
Ignore
name right
this.
next to it, like
Ignore
right
this.
underneath it, and
or just ignore this completely. Yeah, don't fill it out. They're like, she's still living over here on this side. She's got another date. All right, you're rolling.
all
That was
right.
it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, feel free to like and subscribe. Yeah, if you want to find us on social media, we are everywhere except for X. It's at Love and Luminol everywhere. Go to our website. You'll have links to our audio and video podcasts everywhere you can listen and watch. That's loveandluminol.com. There's also links to all those social media accounts that we discussed a minute ago, as well as a contact form if you want to message us or tell us we're the greatest thing on since sliced bread.
Boost our egos a little bit. Help us out.
You can also contact us on those social media accounts as well. And that's all I got.
That's it. Check out TikTok later for a book talk review. I'm excited to draw from our bucket. It better be smut this time. This is getting ridiculous.
We got more smut just looking at some random books in the Walmart today.
I know, and all the
than you've
smut
had
books,
in all your books that we've gotten pulled from that jar.
Probably 80% of the books in there is smut, and we ain't drawn a single one.
That's weird.
It is. Hopefully tonight's the night.
Maybe.
But tune in TikTok to find out.
Dun dun dun.
All right, guys. We'll see ya.
Bye.